Do you honestly believe with all your heart that you can get ready, eat breakfast, and drive to work in 10 minutes, even though it has always taken you 30? You look at the clock, you do the math, you tell yourself, I have plenty of time, but then you get distracted by one tiny thing. Suddenly, you look up, and 20 minutes have vanished into thin air. You rush out the door, heart pounding, sweating, texting your friends, running 5 minutes late when you know deep down it's going to be 20. People tell you that you are rude. They say, if you respected my time, you would be here. They call you disorganized, lazy, or selfish. And the worst part is, you start to believe them. You feel drowning in shame every time you walk into a room late, apologizing profusely. But psychology suggests something very different. Your chronic lateness isn't a character flaw or a sign of disrespect. It is a cognitive condition known as time blindness. Your brain literally perceives the passage of time differently than the average person. Let's break down the science of why you are always late and why it is not your fault. First, let's talk about time blindness and executive dysfunction. For most people, time is a continuous linear sensation. They can feel 5 minutes passing. For you, time is likely binary. There are only 2 time zones in your brain, now and not now. If a deadline is not now, your brain cannot emotionally register it. It doesn't feel real. This is why you don't start getting ready until the very last second, because that is the only moment the task enters the now zone. Research shows this is highly common in people with ADHD or high creativity. Your prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for planning and sequencing, struggles to estimate how long tasks actually take. You remember the theory of the task. Driving takes 15 minutes, but you forget the reality. Finding keys, walking to the car, traffic, parking takes 30 minutes. You are planning for a world that doesn't exist. Second, you suffer from the optimism bias. This is a psychological phenomenon where people assume the best-case scenario will always happen. When you plan your day, you assume you will hit 0 red lights. You assume you will find your shoes immediately. You assume the elevator will be waiting for you. Chronic latecomers are often, at their core, eternal optimists. You aren't trying to be rude. You are just pathologically hopeful about how much you can squeeze into a single hour. You hate the idea of wasting time, so you try to do just one more thing before you leave, sending that one email or washing that one dish. This efficiency backfires, making you late. Third, let's look at transition cost. For a neurodivergent brain, switching tasks is chemically expensive. Moving from sleeping state to shower state, or from scrolling state to working state, requires a huge dopamine jumpstart. When you are sitting on your bed in a towel, staring at the wall for 10 minutes, you aren't being lazy. You are experiencing task paralysis. Your brain is struggling to shift gears. The friction of stopping one task and starting another is much higher for you than for others. You delay leaving because the act of transitioning feels physically uncomfortable. Fourth, lateness can be a form of adrenaline dependency. Some brains are understimulated. They struggle to focus when things are calm. By waiting until the last minute, you create a crisis. The panic of being late floods your system with adrenaline and dopamine. Suddenly, you have laser focus. You move faster. You feel alive. Without realizing it, you might be addicted to the rush of the deadline because it is the only thing that turns your brain fully on. So, the next time someone calls you disrespectful, remember this. You value their time, but your internal clock is calibrated differently. You are fighting a battle with your own biology. How do you fix this? Stop relying on your internal clock, it's broken. Externalize time. Use timers, alarms, and visual clocks. And crucially, stop planning for the best case scenario. Plan for the worst case. You are not a bad person. You are just a time-blind traveler trying to navigate a linear world. If this video helped you understand your time struggles, you will love the next one. We are going to explore the psychology of maladaptive daydreaming and why you create fake scenarios in your head. Kindly subscribe and leave a comment below. What is the worst excuse you've ever given for being late? See you in the next one.